John Briggs. The 3.3 Rule. The new Workday standard of creating more by working less. You can learn something new within just a few minutes. This time, we'd like to talk about the idea of reforming traditional work patterns through the innovative 3.3 Rule. Armed with the potential to challenge the status quo, this concept is not about working harder, but instead, working smarter. We live in a world where we are defined by our work, and the regular 8-hour shift has become a baseline. But what if the secret to increasing productivity doesn't lie in clocking in long hours? The 3.3 Rule encourages a balance between work and rest. No more than 3 hours of focused work, followed by a break constituting 30% of the total time you worked. This rule seems deceivingly straightforward, right? Well, it is. Plus, it boasts the potential to increase productivity in the workplace and drastically improve work-life balance for employees. And in this way, the 3.3 Rule doesn't just tweak the standard workplace schedule, it rebuilds it, acting as a catalyst for change in organizations willing to embrace it. Revamp your workday with the 3.3 Rule. Productivity and work-life balance are pillars of any profession, and while they often seem to be at odds, they can coexist harmoniously via a radical and innovative approach, the 3.3 Rule. Picture a drained version of yourself trying to wrap up the workday. You've been juggling multiple tasks for what seems like forever, and exhaustion is beginning to set in. Instantly, visions of a warm bed and comfort food seem tantalizing but unattainable. A much-needed break is seemingly out of the question with the never-ending work at hand. You're trapped in an unhealthy cycle of overworking, burnout, short-lived recuperation, and repetition of these steps. Unfortunately, this cycle is nothing short of a norm in today's fast-paced, always-on work culture, and this is precisely why the 3.3 Rule was first developed, to combat burnout and unhealthy work habits, and reach your true potential, the smart way. The 3.3 Rule is designed with a simple yet profound principle. Work for no more than 3 hours at a time. Once you have put in your 3 hours of focused work, take a break equating to 30% of the work duration. So, say you worked all 3 hours, you should take an hour-long break afterwards. By implementing this rule in his own business, John Briggs, the author of The 3.3 Rule, reported a considerable improvement in work quality, a drop in staff turnover, and a rise in customer retention. But what about your business? Well, the rule's efficiency isn't confined to just one organization. It has the potential to affect a change across various industries and functions. If you have decided to introduce the 3.3 Rule within your own organization, the journey begins by understanding what the rule entails and how it benefits your workforce. Doing so means allocating time from your busy schedule and delving deep into the mechanics of this new approach. Planning, understanding challenges, and strategic problem-solving are all parts of this initial leg. You might find that many work processes that extend beyond 3 hours need an overhaul. Large, complex tasks may require division into more manageable parts, and an innovative way of performing the work may be necessary. Recalibrating your approach to task assignment and deadlines might also be an inevitable part of the process. When first implementing these processes, you may find that introducing such a significant change in the workspace can be met with resistance. So, while rolling out this rule to your own team, make sure they first comprehend its core benefit, their work-life balance. Inspire your team by presenting credible research and figures that showcase a correlation between healthier work practices and reduced burnout, as well as increased job satisfaction. For example, a recent pioneering Princeton study reveals how our brains naturally alternate between states of focus and distractibility. So the 3.3 Rule, in its essence, is a synchronization with our brain's organic rhythm. In light of this, isn't it surprising how something as widely accepted as an 8-hour workday can seem so unnatural? Finally, the execution phase of the 3.3 Rule is as important as its planning. One significant element in making it a reality is managing the duration and the nature of the breaks. For instance, opting for simple activities like walking or a coffee break away from the workstation acts as a perfect rejuvenating breather. As this eventual change in your schedule progresses, monitoring it is crucial. Keep a close eye on the break structure, how they are influencing the team's morale, and any noticeable enhancement in productivity levels. Regular feedback sessions with members of your team will ensure their opinions are addressed, and necessary changes are included in your procedures. You might need to experiment with various working blocks lengths before finalizing the schedule, but remember, to always stick to the 30% break time ratio for effective results. The 3.3 rule is not rigid. Instead, it's a dynamic approach that revolves around the central principle of balance. By taking employees' well-being into consideration and aligning it with organizational growth, it paves the way for enhanced productivity and job satisfaction, an essential step towards a healthier work culture. Let's recap. The 3.3 rule revolutionizes the regular workday by promoting a balance between work and breaks. The rule encourages working not more than 3 consecutive hours, followed by a break equal to 30% of the work time. By implementing this rule, organizations could significantly enhance productivity, staff morale, work quality, and promote healthier work-life balance.